Good morning. Good morning. I'm evidential medium Stacy Niedenthal. This is Tuesday Talks at 10:30, and we are on Connecting to Spirit with Stacy. On Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 10:30, I sit down and I talk to you about the thoughts that have come to me either during the night or because of things that have happened around me to ensure to you that this is a safe space where we can come together and speak about things that maybe you're not comfortable in speaking to others about, or maybe you just don't know where to get information, or you don't know who to talk to. This is a time that for the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years, I have continued to come on just about every Tuesday at 10:30. I miss every once in a while, but we sit down and we have a chat. And today is not unlike any other Tuesday. We're going to have a conversation. And whether you agree with the conversation or you don't agree with the conversation, that's what I want to pose the question in your mind to. I want to get you thinking about your soul path and spiritual warfare. Because when you are on your soul path and when you know your soul path, somehow spiritual warfare intersects. Your soul path is something that you feel deep within you, that you know that you're meant to do, that you know that you're meant to speak about, that you know you're meant to achieve, but something jumps in your way and it stops you. Whether it is a friend of yours questioning what your beliefs are or what your motive is, maybe for some reason you can't get funding or permits that don't get passed. But there's spiritual warfare, and then there are when your guides jump in because maybe it's just not the right time, and they're navigating you off the path a little bit to gain more knowledge. This is what I want to talk to you about today. How do you discern the two? How do you navigate your soul path, your spiritual, your energetic meaning for this world, and what you may come up against and how you may face that and things to think about? And good morning to everyone who is on. So I want to look at this closer. Your spiritual path is your inner direction, your spiritual trajectory, that authentic feeling of your life purpose. When your actions align with your soul passion to achieve a greater, that you live consciously on this path so that you can help others, so that you can create something. And when it's deep within your energy, deep within your spirit, deep within your soul, there's no stopping you. It continues to pop up everywhere you turn, everywhere you go. Visually, this path is clear to you, but sometimes you don't know how to get from starting to working through it to achieve what you feel that you need to do. So when you look at this, and this is talking about your soul path, you look inwards for your inner guidance. What does your intuition say that you need to do? How does it feel within your energy? And then that takes self-discovery. Why is this so important to me? Maybe something happened to you along the way, and now you feel that you don't want anyone else to ever have to deal with something like this. So you're going to speak about it, or you're going to create a law, or you're going to do something that allows you to give your wisdom out to others to help them to be better, to help them to not go through some of the things that you've gone through. So you've got inner guidance, self-discovery. You live authentically. You walk your walk and you talk your talk. Are you perfect? Absolutely not. But when you stray from your authentic life, you recognize it and you correct it. And you know what the purpose and the meaning behind it is. You want to embrace this journey. And when it comes to something that is so deep within your soul, you're not able to walk away from it, not even if you wanted to. If you take a break from it, it pops up. Whether you run into someone and a conversation comes up about it, or you see something that reminds you of it, the universe is saying to you, this is your project while you are on this earth. We will help guide you to complete or to start this project, and we're going to send people to you that will help you. These are your soul learning lessons, not only for yourself, but also for the people that are around you. So that's soul path. When you think about spiritual warfare, that refers to the battle between good and evil, right and wrong, the things that put stop signs on your path, the things that slow you down. It brings up conflict within your mind, your body, and your spirit by someone or something making you question your thought process, your actions, your ability to do something where you may think, can I really do this? I don't know if I'm really being called. Why am I supposed to do this? Something that puts a big hole. I'm thinking like a construction site. You've got a smooth road, and all of a sudden there's a pothole there that slows you down, stops you, and makes you think, do I turn off of this road? So, why did I choose this subject for today? I'm sure, like all of you, or I'm sure you have seen, like I have seen, and I have been talking about this topic for a long time. I've been seeing for a while and talking about the battle that we are in right now in the world is spiritual warfare. I feel it. Do you feel it? It just doesn't mesh with my energy. It just doesn't feel right. We are so divided right now, so sharply, that there seems to be no gray areas. It's either love or hate, right or wrong. Where did we lose this thought process of I can be somewhere in between to learn how to make it better? So we overcompensate sometimes with love, and then it feels fake, or we push people away from us and they disconnect. The other side of the coin is we hate. Well, are you angry all the time? Do you feel stagnant in your energy? What caused this hate? Where's the root soul of it? We need to look deep within us and say, what makes us feel so angry about whatever the situation is all the time? How can I change the narrative? And there's no easy conversation with right and wrong, good and evil, because the light switch has either been turned on too brightly or turned off too darkly. In the light of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, in light of the shootings at colleges, people are mourning death while others are cheering. And my energy is so confused. How can you cheer this? How can you be happy about this? And at the risk of seeming political, which believe me is not my intention is to question how anyone can feel that it is right to celebrate the loss of a husband, a father, a human being. Like, I don't get that. And not only has it affected Charlie Kirk's family, It affected every single child, person that was at that speech. Their lives have been changed forever because of what they saw. They may no longer feel safe in a crowd or even leaving the confines of their own home. As parents, grandparents, we now fear sending our children to school, to a marathon, to the movies, to a concert, to ride on a train. That fear that we feel has been cultivated by spiritual warfare. It's that spiritual energy that brings up and bubbles up the fear within us now. We're afraid to have a conversation with someone because we're very conscious of what is the right word that I need to say. I don't want to offend anyone. How can I lovingly say this? How can I even disagree with a point with respect? It's so jumbled up right now. So if our soul path is faced with fear, that's when spiritual warfare grows. That's when the universe gets tilted. Now, whether you agreed with what Charlie Kirk spoke about or not, he had a passion to speak the truth that he felt of his passion to the world, especially to students, to our children. And I'm not saying you have to agree with everything that he said. I'm not going down that path. But you cannot disagree with me. Well, I guess you could, to say that you didn't see the passion in his heart and in his eyes. There's nothing denying what he felt. This was his soul path. He made it his life mission to speak and listen to our children, our future, taking time away from his family, his children, to speak to our children. He spoke his truth to them, and he listened to their truth. Somewhere along the line, we've lost sight of the concept that we don't all have to agree. Some came up to the mic with loving, heartfelt questions. Others came up to the mic angry, yelling, name calling, acting like adolescent children having a temper tantrum. And they were trying to get their 15 seconds of fame. They were trying to back him into a corner, to ruffle his feathers, to make him look like a fool. And I'm a believer that what you put out into the world, you receive. So if you're putting hate into the world, let's say you're making an apple pie, and you fill this apple pie with fresh, ripe, delicious apples. You bake it the right way, you have delicious apple pie. But if you're using rotten apples, it's not going to taste the same. So I cannot believe that people feel as if Charlie received what he deserved. He was putting love out into the world, and it ensued violence. So much love was beaming from him that the adversary, spiritual warfare, got provoked. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever your passion is, this was another person's life. And no one, in my opinion, in the opinion of the law, had that right to take it away. That is spiritual warfare. If I am so angry that I feel the need that I need to hurt someone, I really need to check myself. My sole purpose from the universe, and anyone's sole purpose from the universe, is never meant to harm anyone. Soul purpose, soul energy is always meant for the good of all people. If you've listened to me for any amount of years or met me, you've heard me say over and over and over again that my sole purpose, where I feel led, is to heal the world one person at a time. And I tell you all the time, I can't do it alone. So my hope is that the words that I share to you help to heal your soul, your situation, that you can share that with someone else. I have no intent in harming anyone. I want people to realize that they are loved, that they are needed, that they are supported by the universe, that if they need help and guidance, it's available. Is it hard to get sometimes? Absolutely. It's difficult sometimes. But when you admit that you need help, people will appear. And when you heal, then you allow yourself the permission to help heal others. I speak to 0.059999 whatever percent of the amount of people that Charlie's words touched upon, that the ears that heard his words. And I encounter from time to time situations of people confronting me, or sending me something in the mail or DMing me, and it's not always positive. I can't even imagine what this man received. But yet, he took the time away from his family to stand up and speak to your family, to your kids, to our children of the future. So, I want to look at how intent has changed. So, I want you to think about school teachers. They went to college, I would assume. I'm not a school teacher. And they studied education to help children be better people, to succeed, to not be illiterate. I'm sure they never thought that along with teaching math, history, English, and other subjects, that they would also have to teach active shooter drills. Who would have ever thought that teaching would be a dangerous job? Spiritual warfare. The thing that halts the teacher from teaching the basic life skills to succeed in life, to allow their students to find something that they're passionate about. Athletes, they train for months and years at a time to run marathons, to get their body healthy, to run this marathon. There's people that attend, there's security that's there, and security is intended to have the runners be safe, that you've signed up to run the marathon, to make sure nobody, jumps over the rope that's out to stop the race. Nobody was trained or even had the thought process that bombs would go off. No one went to the Boston Marathon thinking, I wonder if I'm going to be safe. They felt as if they were in a safe space. That was taken from them. That's spiritual warfare. Artists and musicians prepare for concerts, rehearsing their songs and their music over and over and over again. The people who work the theaters, the concert ticket takers, they want to make sure that you have a ticket. The ushers, safely usher you in. And there's security there as well to make sure nobody jumps onto the stage. Well, guess what? Now their job, their, what do you want to call it? They're on high alert because now security, the person on stage, the ticket takers, other people in the audience may have to usher out safely and get others out safely because of violence. That's spiritual warfare. I could go on and talk about the movie theater. I don't feel safe in a movie theater anymore. Talk about the Twin Towers. We talk about, bridges collapsing. Spiritual warfare. A train ride, an innocent train ride where no bystander helped this poor woman because we're afraid. That's spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is the fear that stops us, though. So I'm just reading a comment. It says, not necessarily angry, though hurt. I am finding even strangers are hurting my hero, and I'm struggling to protect my own energy. Hard to know what to retract in the presence and what to hide from. We don't want to hide from anything. We want to stand up for love and unity and send positive healing to those that we're afraid of. And I know it sounds really weird, but if you're sending positive love to this person, that they can somehow heal from whatever caused them to do this, there's got to be consequences. Yes, there has to be consequences. I totally agree. But if we live in fear, spiritual warfare is encompassing us. Anytime and any place where we join together for the good, where two or more are gathered, God is there. But something can come in and it's spiritual warfare. What seriously happened to our thought process that good triumphs over bad or evil? We are rapidly changing. We've been separated like cattle, and we're being treated like animals, and we're acting like animals. What happened to the human race? The human race. Spiritual warfare is what happened. I was in a worldwide meditation a couple years ago during COVID, and I was told during the fall of King Solomon, be like David. So I had to reread the story of King Solomon and David. And this was a couple years ago that I had this. And I'm seeing it play out before my eyes. We all have to be David. We did a drastic U-turn from love thy neighbor to don't trust anyone. Who do you trust? Who can you trust? We can't stereotype anything. There are no signs that, oh, back away from this person. There's no, it's just, we don't know. But if you allow your energy to be protected and covered in love, you will be protected. I remember, gosh, I was hesitant to talk about this, but I'm going to. So I remember before the election, I was doing a reading for someone who is spiritual, who is in the woo-woo field. I'll just say it that way. And like at the end of all of my private readings, I say something along the line, is there anything else that I can do for you? Is there any questions that I have not answered for you? And this person looked at me and said, can you make sure that so-and-so does not get elected? I hate so-and-so. And it made me pause for a moment, because this is a person that goes under the banner of spiritual. And I remember saying to this person, you hate them. You hate them. And they were like, yeah. And I remember saying, if you are sending hate to this person, you're going to receive hate back. And if all this person, all this situation is receiving is hate, then no good is going to come of it. Love your enemies. Love your neighbor. You can't say, well, I guess you can, but it would make nonsense. If you were praying for healing for someone and go, oh, I just hate this person so much, but can you heal them? That's not sending them loving intentions. It's not holding a loving space for them. I'm asking you to shelter them in love, in loving energy, so they may feel, see loving decisions, loving circumstances around them, so that they can make better decisions. Otherwise, we're trapped in spiritual warfare. Now, I'm not saying that all you have to do is love, 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 and the world's going to be a perfect place. But if we want to counterbalance spiritual warfare, we don't counterbalance it violence for violence. What similar situations are you thinking about right now? Divorce? You loved that person at one time, and then it gets ugly, and then you hate them, and then it's just, okay? You hate them. How can you hate someone that you once loved? And I was in a toxic relationship, so I get the whole thing. But I needed to heal from that, and I wish them no harm. Maybe you strongly disliked their actions, but hate? That's spiritual warfare. Your sole purpose is not to hate. I may not know what it is, you may not know what it is, but for sure, it is not to cause harm. It is not to spread anger and violence and disjustice to anyone. If you're making someone feel less than who they are, you're wrong. Okay? You don't birth a child and hate them. You birth a child to nurture them. What are you birthing? What is your purpose that you're birthing? Even if you don't like the actions. I remember even saying to my kids, I love you so much, but I just don't like you right now, depending on what the situation was. If you do not, you're fueling hate, and it spreads like a wildfire in a forest. Kyle Gray, I was talking, I guess the last Tuesday talks, I've been reading quite a few books from Kyle Gray. And he sent out a newsletter yesterday that a friend of mine shared with me. And I just love his thought process so much. And I just wanted to tell you what the end of his newsletter said. And he was talking about what was going on. So in his newsletter, he ended it by saying, so I refuse to carry the responsibility of healing for the world alone. It does not belong to one teacher, one voice, one group. It belongs to all of us. Together we are called to recognize the good in one another and of God's children, and to usher this planet towards healing once more. So we are all called to heal, to be healers. And as I sit here speaking my message to you, my ask is that you would join Kyle Gray, join myself, join other healers to come together to be kind and loving and thoughtful to the world that we live in today, every day. Let's start healing the world. So, if you will, humor me, connect with me. I want to connect to you, heart to heart and soul to soul. I want you to close your eyes with me for a moment. Place your hand on your heart. Slowly take a deep breath in and connect with your breath. Acknowledge your heartbeat. Feel it. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat and of your breath, of the rise and the fall of your chest. And connect to your deepest, innermost connection with love. Do this with me. Where is that deep place within you? And say the words, I love you. I love you. Now with more feeling, I love you. Visualize a beam of warm, loving light emanating from your heart, from your heartbeat. Cup it with your other hand. It is this glowing ball of love that you just created. I want you to feel it in your hand, still holding it. Feel the vibration of your hands and allow them to separate a little bit at a time. And in that loving thought, now I want you to say, I'm asking you to heal. I'm sending you healing. And this love and this healing ball continues to grow in your hand. You're sending loving intentions. And it continues to grow. And your intention continues to grow. And your hands may feel as if they are tingling or warm. Start to think about those who are in need of healing. Those who are in need of feeling the love and the compassion from the universe. And as this ball grows, it releases from your hands. Visualize it going up through the ceiling, up above your rooftop into the sky, and it's growing bigger and brighter. Maybe there's little sparks of pinks and greens and purples in this ball. And it's breaking up through the atmosphere. And continue to think about those in need of healing, those in need of knowing that they are important and they are loved. And it gets bigger and bigger out of the atmosphere until it pops. And it sprinkles each and every one of our thoughts of love and healing to the universe. Your energy is helping to heal the world. It's helping to block spiritual warfare in all of the areas that it is being sprinkled. See it. Process it. It lands on the mountains and on the trees. It reaches the oceans and the hospitals. And those who are in need of love and affection and of healing. And it doesn't matter if you know these people or not. Its shimmery light covers and heals all that it touches. Breathe with me. I love you. I'm sending you healing. Now I want you to thank your guides, thank your energy. Stand firm in knowing that you have reached the perfect person that needed your energy, your love. And as you sit in gratitude, close your hands, but continue to speak in gratitude for the energy that you declare today. Say to yourself or out loud, and so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes. You may never know who you just helped. And if you joined with me in that, thank you. We're on a mission to help heal the world and send love to the world and let people know that they are needed and that they are important. And there are other things than violence. There's love, there's action, there's correction, there's knowledge, there's wisdom. I challenge you each and every day, before you go to bed or before you head out or on a lunch break, to touch base with that little ball of loving energy within you and send it out over and over and over again. Help me heal the world one person at a time. May peace be with you. Know that you are protected and you are loved. And I receive you and I see you and I am thankful for you. As always, I pray that you are living the life you love and you are loving the life you live. If not, my friends, my sisters, my brothers, you can change it. I love you. I'll talk to you next week.